Assalamu alaikum beautiful people. Today in this short video lecture, I will guide you practically proper design of steel reinforcement and top beam. That's why because I visit many projects, construction sites, especially commercial building, they don't work with steel structure design. They are just working by contractors. So therefore, they don't know what is steel structure design, what is proper design of beam, column, slab. So therefore, they are making a lot of mistakes. So therefore, today I will give you some important tips practically how to do steel reinforcement design for RCC top beam for 4-story commercial building. Okay, so if you see in normal commercial building, they are using for top beam 6 steel rods because they don't work with steel structure design. 6 steel rods dia normally 12 millimeter, which if you see its stirrups dia which is 6 millimeter, they don't provide hooks. So therefore they have a lot of they makes a lot of mistakes. So therefore be careful, especially for mega projects, because in mega projects, if you don't work with proper steel reinforcement design, so you will face a lot of problems in the future. So let's get started how to do the proper steel reinforcement design for top beam. Let's get started, guys. You can see this is RCC top beam for 4-story commercial building. You can see, guys, this is top beam and they used here 3 steel rods at the bottom and 3 at the top and 2 steel rods at the sides. So total we have here 8 steel rods which dia is 20 millimeter. Guys, you can see clearly 6 number steel dia is 20 millimeter, and here at the bottom 3 steel rods, at the top also 3 steel rods which dia is 20 millimeter for 8 steel rods. Depth of this beam is with concrete cover which is 18 inches, okay, and which width is 12 inches or 300 millimeter. So here, guys, you can see clearly stirrups which dia is 8 millimeter with the spacing of 6 inches or 150 millimeter, which is the proper design. Okay, also, guys, you can see its hooks, okay, which is bent with 135 degree. Clearly, guys, you can see. But what is the proper design? So actually concrete is weak in tension but it's strong in compression. So therefore at the bottom they should provide 4 steel rods. Compared to this design, they used 3 steel rods at the top, 3 steel rods at the top and 3 at the bottom. So they should provide 4 at the bottom and 3 at the top. Okay, so this is the proper design. Also, guys, you can see the spacing is about 6 inches, but when you come to its mid, so at the mid you should provide the maximum space compared to at the end of the support where we have maximum shear stresses. Also bent up bar is also important for the beam, or crank bar you can say, which angle should be 45 to 60 degree, between 45 to 60 degree. Guys, you can see clearly. So here they didn't provide the development length also in the beam, okay, but also the spacing of the stirrup is same at the mid, also at the end of the support, because at the end of the support the spacing should be closely, and also at the joint or at the junction between column and beam they should provide extra bars, or with L/4 distance they should provide crank bar or extra bar. Okay, so it is very important, but they didn't provide in this commercial building which is 4-story building. Okay, so the steel reinforcement is okay, but they didn't use the proper method for this. So guys, this is a short video in which I have discussed how to design beam, top beam at steel reinforcement. So let me discuss in detail now. For 4-story commercial building, first of all you need a full structure design. Okay, with steel structure design you should work. If you don't have the steel structure design, so normally for 3-story commercial building I recommend you used minimum 8 steel rods, 4 at the bottom, 2 at the top, so it becomes 6 steel rods, 2 at the sides, and the dia should not be less than 16 millimeter, but I recommend you use 20 millimeter. Now come to its stirrup. So the stirrup dia should not be less than 8 millimeter with the spacing of 150 millimeter at the end of the support, which is L/4 distance, as I discussed in many videos. When you come to its mid, because at mid we don't have maximum shear stretches, so you can keep the distance from 150 to 200 millimeter. Okay, no problem if the spacing is maximum compared to its at the end of the supports. So this is also very important. And the stirrup hooks should be bent with 135 degree, and the length of the stirrup should not be less than 3 inches. And with L/4 distance, crank off bar is very important. Crank off bar, or you can say bent up bar, but bent up bar or crank bar is economical. But if you don't provide, or if you didn't provide in the construction and you need to provide, so there you can provide the extra bar. So the extra bar should not be less than 1 meter. Okay, so guys, these are steel reinforcement detail, proper steel reinforcement detail for 4-story or 3-story commercial building. Hope this video can help you. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Goodbye.